Hi, my name is Paul, and I just want to tell you a story about Milton Erickson. And this is an experience that he had, and maybe perhaps one that you could have as well, or have had many times in your life. I know that sometimes when I'm really working on a project so studiously, and somebody knocks on the door, I look up and I notice that hours have gone by, and that I distorted time very well. And sometimes when we have new experiences, or say for instance at a new job, I remember a job I worked at that I was so intent on doing the job properly that I just looked at all the things that needed to be seen and needed to be done and concentrated thoroughly with my conscious mind on these. So this is Milton Erickson's story, and sometimes he goes into a story into a story, and I'm sure you've seen people like that, and hopefully it will have a beneficial effect. I can't guarantee it for everyone, and certainly, but the majority of people that watch this seem or have heard the script uh, in an original way, uh, certainly find that their subconscious mind can do marvelous things for them. And so let's get started. So one windy day, this is Erickson speaking, Milton Erickson speaking. One windy day, I was on my way to attend the first formal seminar on hypnosis conducted by Clark in 1923. A man came rushing around the corner of a building and bumped hard against me as I stood bracing myself against the wind. Before he could recover his poise to speak to me, I glanced elaborately at my watch and courteously, as if he inquired the time of day. I stated it's exactly 10 minutes of 2, although it was actually closer to 4 p.m. And I walked on. About a half a block away I turned and saw him still looking at me, undoubtedly still puzzled and bewildered by my remark. I continued on my way to the laboratory and began to puzzle over the total situation and to recall various times I had made similar remarks to my classmates and acquaintances and the resulting confusion. And perhaps the audience, someone in the audience has seen things like that happen where they've distorted time in their own unique way to their own advantage. So he talks about bewilderment and the feeling of mental eagerness on their part for some comprehensible understanding. Particularly did I recall the occasion on which my physics laboratory mate had told his friends that he intended to do the second and interesting part of a coming experiment. I learned of this when he collected our experimental material and apparatus, and we were dividing it up into 2 separate piles. I told him at the crucial moment, quietly, but with great intensity, that sparrow really flew to the right, then suddenly flew to the left, and then up, and I just don't know what happened after that. While he stared blankly at me, I took the equipment for the second part of the experiment and set busily to work with the equipment for the first part of the experiment. Not only was the experiment was nearly completed, not only until the experiment was nearly completed did he break the customary silence that characterized our working together. He asked, "How come I'm doing this part? I wanted to do that part." To this, I replied simply, "It just seemed to work out naturally this way. You know, and I know, and the doctors you know that there is one answer that you know, that you don't want to know, and that I know but don't want to know, that your family members knows but don't want to know. No matter how much you want to say no, you know that the no is really a yes, and you wish it could be a good yes. And so do you know that what you and your family know is yes, yet they still wish it were no. And just as you wish there was no pain, you know that there is, but you don't know. What you don't know is no pain is something you can know. No matter what you knew, no pain would be better than what you know. And of course, what you want to know is no pain. And that is what you're going to know. No pain. And some of your family members or friends and the doctors, they know pain. They've seen pain 1,000 times or 100 times. And they just sometimes by looking at somebody and talking in the right authoritative voice have reduced that pain. And so every Paul, Dick, and Harry knows pain. And when you were a kid, you ignored pain in such a wonderful way. You'd scrape a knee or have cuts or bruises. And obviously didn't pay any attention to them. Mine was when I was really busy at a restaurant. Uh, I would grab hot pans and I would move on. And sometimes I was so busy at work or so busy doing what I needed to do that I didn't get a chance to notice the marks on my body until much later. And then I realized that they didn't even hurt. So it's interesting what the human mind can do. But I don't know about you. I don't know if we're capable of doing that, but let's see. So they all know pain. There are people in foreign countries that know pain. It's long distance away pain. And sometimes pain is in the heart, sometimes it's in the feet, sometimes it just moves away. And so you do wish to know no pain, but comfort. And you do know comfort and no pain. As comfort increases, you know that you cannot say no to ease and comfort, but you can't say no pain and no pain. But you can say no pain and no pain, but no comfort and ease. And it is good to know comfort and ease and relaxation, which you've done many times before, and to know it now and later. And your mind might become a bit surprised when sooner or later you think about times that you've been relaxed. And still longer and longer this relaxation occurs. And to know it now, know that relaxation now and later, and still longer and longer, as more and more relaxation for wonderment and surprise come to your mind as you begin to know a freedom and a comfort you have so greatly desired. And as you feel it grow and grow, you know really that today, tonight, tomorrow, all next week, all next month, during the 4th of July, during your favorite holidays, during the Super Bowl, if you watch sports, or during some favorite pastime with family and friends, that you had such a great time, so many great times in your life. And I'm curious if you'd like to take advantage of rehashing those times that were wonderful and beautiful, sincerely wonderful and beautiful. Your conscious mind could think of a ton of other things. You could think about the bills, you could think about the weather outside, and you never know when that feeling might take place. It happened when you look this way or that way, or the sound of someone's voice, or when a doctor enters the room, or when you hear the water running. There's so many things that we could do on an auditory level, and just turning things down, turning things up, like sliding scales on a volume control or on a stereo. Just turn them way, way down. And you could have a bright experience while you recollect about all those wonderful times that you had, and those wonderful feelings that you had, then seem almost as clear as if they were today, or perhaps even more clearer than if they were today. And you might find yourself even becoming a bit confused because they are so clear. And the memory of every good thing is a glorious thing. So I thank you for your time. I just wanted to know, what do you think about those Cubs? Think they're going to do the series this year? And you have so many great stories to tell. So this is just one version of Milton Erickson, what he told, his stories that he told. And so many other versions out there of how to do things in a different way. And sometimes when we consciously focus on something or subconsciously focus on something, it doesn't jive. And so I'm going to ask you to try to look at the subconscious mind or the conscious mind. I'm just going to say that when the mind works, when it's in the zone, uh, it's just like your winning team. It's just like any time in your life you've won before. It's just another win. And like an exceptional win, but it's just another win. And so perhaps we could just dream about the Cubs winning the World Series uh, or the Bulls. So thank you for your time.